Today on Public Eye News, a lawsuit aims to stop county takeover in Sawyer Regional Airport, and later, a Shelby Township man is sentenced for pandemic assistance fraud.
Elijah Anger will have your weather forecast for the next couple days, and later, Emma Ratz will bring you today's sports breakdown. I'm Ashlyn Shadig.
And I'm Spencer Schnarch. You're watching Public Eye News. A local group has filed a lawsuit aimed at stopping Marquette County's planned takeover of fixed-base operations at Sawyer Airport. According to the press release, the suit asks a federal court for an injunction to halt the takeover until a full due diligence review can be completed. The lawsuit also requests reversing the county's decision to end Cubic's aviation contract as the airport's FBO and calls for the registration of the board chair. Supporters say the county's plan could put airport services and funding at risk and are asking for more transparency before any transition happens. If successful, the legal action could delay the takeover. Michigan Tech has released an update on the power generation contract they received from the U.S. Military Tech's Advanced Power Systems Research Labs, known as APS Labs, were contracted by the U.S. Army last year to develop a new battlefield power system. The $7.8 million contract is for a new vehicle-based power generation system for Army tactical vehicles. Tech's 18-month effort is aimed at creating a powerful generation kit for the family of medium tactical vehicles. The kit will be designed to supply energy for key operations that include missile defense command posts and field hospitals. Developers say the system aims to improve battlefield energy access while increasing efficiency and adaptability. If successful, the project could enhance how tactical vehicles support mission-critical systems without relying on external power sources.
A luxury steamer that went down in Lake Michigan in the 1800s has been discovered. It was found by the group Shipwreck World, a group that finds shipwrecks around the world. The ship, the Lac La Belle, was found by a team led by Paul E. Horn, 20 miles off the shore between Kenosha and Racine, Wisconsin. The discovery occurred back in 2022. The announcement was pushed back because the dive team wanted to get a three-dimensional video of the wreck, but poor conditions prevented that. They were finally able to achieve this last summer. The hull was intact and the interiors are still in good shape. The ship was built in 1864 in Cleveland, Ohio. On a trip in 1872, on October 13th, the ship started to take on water during a storm. Lifeboats were ordered to be lowered after a failed attempt to turn around. One lifeboat overturned in the water, leading to the death of 8 people. The other lifeboats made it to safety. And a resident in Shelby Township was sentenced in relation to charges in a multi-million-dollar paycheck fraud scheme. The man, Sam Arcamo, was sentenced to 36 months in prison and ordered to pay over $2.4 million. This was after he pleaded guilty to conspiring to commit bank and wire fraud. Camo and his family members got $2.5 million in dishonest PPP loan funds. And tributes are pouring in for the late Reverend Jesse Jackson. His family says he died peacefully on Tuesday morning surrounded by loved ones. He was 84. Natalie Brand has a look at how the civil rights leader is being remembered.
Outside the Rainbow Push Coalition offices in Chicago, community members are honoring the life of the late Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr.
We are here today because we truly believe in everything that Reverend Jesse Jackson stood for.
Jackson, a civil rights leader who marched alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., went on to found his own organizations committed to fighting for justice and equality for the underrepresented.
My constituency is the desperate, the damned, the disinherited.
Among those who knew Jackson personally, Brian Stevenson of the Equal Justice Initiative.
His voice has been so central to the movement toward justice, for this idea of creating an America that includes everyone, that lifts up the neediest, the poorest.
In the 80s, Reverend Jackson ran for president twice. While he faced criticism in his first campaign for anti-Jewish comments, he's also credited with laying the foundation for future candidates, such as former President Barack Obama, and expanding the Democratic coalition.
His presidential campaigns of 84 and 88 were influential in how he conducted a campaign to really bring people who were locked out and left out.
President Trump paid tribute to Jackson in a social media post, calling him a good man with lots of personality, grit, and street smarts.
The Reverend Al Sharpton called him his mentor.
He opened my eyes that we could make a difference, we could make change.
Despite declining health in recent years, Jackson continued to make public appearances, including at the 2024 Democratic National Convention, where he received a standing ovation. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
Now don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with your statewide news and weather after this break.
In this episode, talk show host Sarah Haynes and actor and playwright Tracy Letts uncover their roots.
Oh my gosh. Did you ever think you had an ancestor who had been imprisoned?
Oh, yeah. I would have bet on prison.
You never heard about this?
No.
That's amazing.
Please turn the page.
Oh my God. I'm related to a president.
It's for real.
Wow.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. My name's Elijah Anger, and I'm here to help you through the weather this week. Looking at our roof cam, the fog that was here has gone down. The clouds are still there, and it's looking quite nice on campus. Moving over to the Upper Peninsula, though the sun is shining through most of today, the National Weather Service did put into effect both winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories, as a large storm is coming off the Great Lakes, bringing with it snow, rain, and heavy winds. So if you plan on going out, be safe. Looking at temps though, Houghton, it is 37, Ironwood 44, Iron Mountain 43, and Menominee, it's 39. Looking over on the other side of our Upper Peninsula, Escanaba is sitting at a lovely 43, Manistique 42, Sault Ste. Marie getting in some more clouds, same as Marquette at 30 degrees, and back in Marquette, it's 39 degrees. Looking closer into those current conditions, winds are coming out of the northeast at 7 miles an hour, and our barometric pressure is 30.02 inches and falling. Looking tonight, it's going to be mostly cloudy still, with a low of 27, winds coming out of the east at 15 miles per hour, and our moon phase is a new moon. Tomorrow, that snowy mix is going to be coming in with a high of 32 and a low of 28, and those winds are going to be coming in from the east at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Throughout the rest of the week, snow is here to stay. Thursday, a high of 36, a low of 28. Friday, a high of 32, low of 24. And Saturday, a high of 29 and a low of 18. That's all I have for weather. Now back to the desk.
Thanks for the weather update, Elijah. Now it's time for your statewide news report. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has shifted Michigan's European investment mission from Germany to Italy to continue building international partnerships. The move keeps Team Michigan focused on attracting new investment and highlighting the state's strengths in defense, manufacturing, and national security. In Italy, Whitmer and the delegation will meet with businesses and the government leaders to promote Michigan's competitiveness in aerospace advanced manufacturing and mobility, with the goal of creating jobs and driving long-term growth. Senior state and military leaders are joining the trip to strengthen overseas relationships and expand economic opportunities. Italian companies have already invested hundreds of millions of dollars in Michigan, and this mission aims to build on that momentum. A taxpayer-funded report on Michigan's tribal boarding schools that recommended the state apologizes for its role in abusive deaths of Native American children was shelved instead of released. The $1.1 million study detailed survivor accounts of abuse and examined how state and local entities were involved in federal-funded boarding schools that operated for more than a century. Lawmakers learned that 300-page report was never made public, and a summary shown to the legislator left out key recommendations, including the call for an official apology. Now, House of Operations Subcommittee has scheduled a hearing for February 27th to investigate why the report was completed in September but then shelved. Officials from the Department of Civil Rights, which oversaw the study, have declined to testify at the hearing. Now to the latest on the search of Nancy Guthrie, mother of Today co-host Savannah Guthrie. Today, we're learning more about the cutting-edge technology investigators are using, and their search for her family is not giving up hope. Jonathan Vigalotti reports from Tucson, Arizona.
As the search for Nancy Guthrie enters a third week, Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie had this message late Sunday for her mother's abductor.
It is never too late to do the right thing.
Investigators are now focusing on items they believe the suspect was wearing the night Guthrie was taken on February 1st, including this face mask they believe was purchased at Walmart and this Black Ozark trail hiker backpack sold exclusively at the retail giant. Former FBI Special Agent Jason Pack.
But this ultimately could boil down to something as simple as who bought this backpack.
Absolutely. We've been able to track these things back if they've used a credit card or cash.
Meanwhile, the FBI announced Sunday it's entering DNA recovered from a pair of gloves into its database.
What happens next now with these DNA results?
If they're able to match the DNA from inside that residence with the glove they found on the outside, then that's where you got the home run.
As the search goes on, so do a community's prayers. Residents are leaving behind personal messages calling for Guthrie's safe return.
The whole world just wants to know where she is and help find her, because I think that's how much people love the family, the Guthrie family, all over.
And the sheriff tells me that Walmart has handed over purchase records specifically pertaining to that backpack, including names going back several months. We have reached out to Walmart. So far, we have not heard back. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Tucson, Arizona.
We'll be right back with your sports report after this.
Quiero lanzar la primera línea prêt-à-porter de Velvet.
La colección de Ana no debe salir adelante. La guerra acaba de comenzar.
¿Sabías que Alberto estaba vivo?
Welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Emma Moratz here with your Tuesday Sports Breakdown. It's a great day to be a hockey fan, as the USA women's hockey team is set to play in the gold medal game against Canada at the Olympics. This is the 7th time the two teams have faced off since women's hockey debuted in 1998 at the Nagano Games. This time, America is favored to win the gold. America is outscoring their opponents 31-1, with every game besides one being a shutout. This isn't the first time the two teams have faced off in this Olympics, with the U.S. winning 5-0. The gold medal game takes place on February 19th and can be watched on USA Network. Staying on the ice, the U.S. men's hockey team defeated Germany in their final preliminary match and is on to compete in the first round of knockout play. The team stays undefeated and is vying for the top spot, which is currently where Canada sits. After the 5-1 W, the team is waiting on the results from a matchup of Latvia and Sweden, and whatever team comes out on top is going to face off against the U.S. for the first round. Right now, Sweden looks like it's going to take. Sweden is the only European team with a roster of all NHL players. If the U.S. faces Sweden, it will be an interestingly tough matchup, with the U.S. facing off against Latvia, Sweden, and Denmark so far. Coming back to the U.S., the Northern Michigan University men's hockey team is selling 30th anniversary jerseys during the game on Friday, February 20th. There will also be a few other jerseys from prior auctions that are available for purchase. This weekend's games are the Capel Cup, which are the last home games of the season. The bidding will take place during the game and stop when the puck drops during the third period. The jerseys will be able to be claimed before the end of the game, and if a jersey is unclaimed, then it will go to the next highest bidder. The Cats face off against Lake Superior State with the first game on Friday starting at 7:07 p.m. That's all I have for sports. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Emma. Spencer, have you been keeping up with the Olympics?
Oh, I definitely have. Team America is just on top of the world. They're third in place so far, but I hear you have another story.
I do. On February 21st, the Center on Northern University campus is set to host the Michigan Region 1 Science Olympiad Tournament from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. About 300 students from the UP are expected to attend. And at the Peter White Public Library on February 17th at 6:30 p.m., John French, Julie Hulin, and Marlene Wood are presenting a talk pertaining to plein air painting. Plein air painting is painting landscapes on site. They will discuss the challenges, techniques, among other things. Admission is free.
That's what we have for today. Thank you so much. I'm Spencer Schnartz.
I'm Ashlyn Shadig.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.